Thanks for joining us this afternoon. We're going to talk about building stronger clubs. We're going to have presenting Lori is going to be talking about starting a new Sunset Club in Clarksville, Tennessee. And we're going to have Jim talk about how to save a club in Madison and Goodlettsville area. He's current president. And then Josh is going to talk about merging of two clubs for Dixon Evening Club and a Breakfast Club. And then Dawn is going to close with talking about membership retention, and she's from Lewisburg. So Lori, if you'd like to come up and talk to us about how you guys started a new club in Clarksville.
Sure, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. As Jerome said, I'm Lori Austin. I'm the charter president for the Clarksville Sunset Rotary Club. So there's a doctor, a lawyer, and a Rotarian in charge of fundraising. All die and arrive at the pearly gates about the same time. St. Peter tells them they may each have one thing to take with them to heaven. The doctor is first, and he asks for $1 million. This is given, and he proceeds to enter heaven. The lawyer, not to be outdone, he requests $2 million. Very well, says St. Peter, and opens the gate to heaven for the lawyer. Finally, it's time for the Rotarian, who just finished a huge fundraising project for the Rotary Foundation. St. Peter asks him what he would like to take to heaven. The Rotarian moves up very close to St. Peter, and in a soft voice, he says, "If it's not too much trouble, could you just give me the names of those two people in front of me?" As in that little story, aside from the part about dying, forming a new club is very similar to cheering a fundraiser. Lots of hard work, dedication, loyalty, request for support, to request manpower. Yeah, we're known as the Fun Club. And I love, that's my favorite picture. Lots of time for meetings, and of course money. You always need money to start a new club. We actually formed the Sunset Club because several of us could no longer attend our afternoon club, our home club meetings. We met from 12 to 1 on Wednesdays. We have several classifications that it just didn't work out for them, so attendance was dwindling. So the idea of a new club came up, and we jumped on it. The first step was to propose it to the board for a vote. Well, that took several months and several board meetings. And then they realized, hey, she's not going away. So I kept on and put the proposals together. And then, they kind of had to think about it a little while. And eventually, our current president of the Clarksville Rotary Club, Tracy Jackson, he really wanted that to be his signature project. And he was behind it 100%. So he said, yes, we're gonna have this club, and we're gonna make it happen. And the other thing it did not only allowed current Rotarians to stay involved with Rotary and attend another meeting slot, it opened the door for new Rotarians. We actually inducted 12 Rotarians, people, professionals, brand new to Rotary. So that was phenomenal. It also brought in a Rotarian after 31 years. He ended Rotary in 1982, and he came back. And he's quoted as saying, "I joined the Sunset Rotary Club of Clarksville because it echoes enthusiasm and fun in the spirit of service above self." And so David Gardner, he's retired, and he's a fabulous Rotarian. Perfect attendance already. He's moving right along. So the first step, I'll let you know real quickly, the PowerPoint, those are just pictures of things we've done in our club so far, the process leading up, and of course our fantastic inauguration ceremony and dinner, which many of you were there for, and we really appreciate the support. We had 86 in attendance. That's fabulous. So thank you for that. The first step in forming a new club, you're going to adopt the standard Rotary Club Constitution. You're going to have a minimum of 25 charter members. You're going to elect your officers, pay a charter fee. It's $15 per member. You're going to hold weekly meetings, choose a club name, and be approved by the Rotary International Board of Directors. So out of that criteria, which one do you think would be the hardest?
Getting Rotary to approve it.
Getting Rotary? Oh, actually, that's the easy part. For our club, and maybe it's just us, but choosing a name and a logo. That was the hardest. The $15 was no problem. We had that and getting it approved. But yeah, coming up with a name for our club. So we went with Sunset. We have a sunrise and we have the afternoon. So it was just a perfect fit. But a lot of jokes happened about we chose the name because we like sunsets because they're pretty. Well, they are. But that's not why we joined Rotary. If you look at your brochure that I passed out, it tells you exactly what sunset means to us. I won't share that right now, but it's in your brochure. The next step is the district governor he or she is responsible for approving and overseeing the process of this new club, including appointing a special representative. Our special representative was Mike Thompson. Fantastic man. I think most of you are familiar with Mike. Huge thank you to Mike for all the trips to Clarksville. It's not an easy drive, especially in the evening, so he had some long days. And the biggest thank you for answering all of my questions. The club would give me the questions, I couldn't answer them via research or other Rotarians, so poor Mike, I would email, Mike, what about this, and that. So Mike was very diligent in answering those very quickly, and such a fantastic help. Love Mike. He showed us a lot of guidance, support, and true leadership. He is the epitome of a true Rotarian. The next step is to a special representative is appointed. That's your assistant governor. And ours was Mac Eddington, another great Rotarian. And I shared the story earlier, and I'll share it again. Mac is a dentist. So Tracy, our current president of the sponsor club, was unavailable. He had knee surgery. We wore him out, so he had to have new knees put in, just so you know. So during his surgery, our special representative, Mac Eddington, stepped in. Well, he had to perform oral surgery in one particular meeting, and he couldn't get there really quickly. So he came practically in scrubs, straight from work to induct our newest member. Well, he still had on his work shoes, and I call it residue. But he still had residue from the oral surgery. So I'll clarify what the residue is. That's what it is. It's residue from his oral surgery. So he showed up, and our new member that he was going to induct looked down and said, "What do you do?" So it was pretty funny. And he got there at 5 till 7. Our meetings from 6 to 7. But everyone waited to make sure we handled our induction just the right way. And we have a special induction ceremony. I'm not sure if any of you use it, but each officer has a part to our induction. It's a very special time for new Rotarians. So, and what we did is we handed a script to Mike, to Matt, and to Tracy, and said, if you'll please do this part. And then each of the officers has their spiel. And basically it tells everything about Rotary, the history of Paul Harris, what the responsibility of Rotarian. It's really a special time, and we encourage them to bring their family members. So we do that. The next step is to have a sponsor club. And your guidelines, and I didn't print it because it's 54 pages, front and back. So this is a free download. It's 880 EN. It's organizing new clubs. So if you're interested, this is a fabulous guide to go ahead and take advantage of. Even if you're not starting a club, it has some fantastic information, clear up some things you might not be aware of, or if you're updating some of your bylaws or your constitution, this is a great guide. But it's 880 EN, organizing new clubs. Lost the train. Oh, a sponsor club, sorry. A sponsor club. You want to have a sponsor club. It's not required, but I'm not quite sure how you would survive without a sponsor club. They help with everything, to include advice and support. But they're there to help you. They paid for our meals. They provided the American flag, a 4-way test banner, a bell. The only thing they didn't provide us was a gavel. so we used utensils. There was a knife or a spoon or a fork, whatever was available. And so during our inauguration ceremony, there I was at the end adjourning our beautiful meeting with a fork, or no, it was a spoon actually, and there's a picture. So Glenn Vanderford said, no, that's just not acceptable. So their club gifted a special engraved gavel for us. So that's beautiful, and yeah, it makes a huge difference. Really rings that bell. So we love that. Also, many of your clubs sent us gifts, and we want to thank you again. We definitely appreciate that. Huge help. Because as you know, starting a new club, you start with a budget of 0. So that's a big, big help. The challenge with the new club is once you meet your charter, which are 25 diverse classifications, you can't have your 5 attorneys, 5 bankers, and they need to be diverse. That's the challenge. Once you meet your charter, now you need to retain these members and build your club. So what we did is we created the Eagle Vision Award. And we're very proud of this, and this gives the Rotarian bragging rights. The member, we call them mentors or sponsor, the mentor with the most inductions that month, they travel, they get the Eagle Award for that month and bragging rights, and it's displayed at their business. Now, if they want this every month, then they need to work for it. So we have the Eagle Vision Award. For our Rotarians, it's soar above. That's what we help do. The other thing we do for retaining our membership, because now we built a club, you need to retain your members. We add a lot of social activities into it. We take dance lessons together. And we have club assemblies, we play the candy game. Dan, you were at our candy game. I hand out bags of candy and tell them to pick several little mini bars of your favorite treat. And then I ask them, for example, are you feeling like a nut today? So if you have an almond joy, then you're asked a question to share with the club. What's your biggest significant achievement? Or what is your favorite animal? Just personal things so that we get to know each other outside of just Rotary meetings. So we do things like that, and we have a lot of fun. Again, I said, if you notice all the pictures, I didn't pick and choose the ones that have smiles. All of our pictures, everyone's smiling or laughing or having fun. Oh my goodness, the bottom right, yes, I'm standing on a stool. When we had the inauguration ceremony as the new incoming president, I was supposed to give an address. And so I prepared a little speech, and I wanted to have, an impactful message and an endearing message. But I got there and I couldn't see over the podium. So it really didn't have the effect that I wanted. So they pulled a stool out for me. So then I was 6 foot. I was 6 feet high. So that's why that picture's in there. I had to give a speech on a stool, which I've never done before. So that made it fun. Another factor in our inauguration ceremony. We currently have 26 members and 13 proposals. They have been circulated and approved. Now we just need to get them inducted. As you know, with your current proposals, they're excited, they come to a meeting, they're having fun, they want to join, and then they're accepted and they're like, uh-oh, that's a really big commitment. So we just have to wait and get them inducted so we can build our club. And I found a really great, fabulous quote. It's from the Rotary from 1941. It says, just as Rotary itself can never keep its place unless it is constantly growing, so each individual Rotary club cannot afford to stand still while the stream of life moves onward. I thought that was very appropriate. I put up several things that our club has done. We were able, with the assistance of Dale Carnegie, thank you, we awarded a high school Interact club member, a scholarship to Dale Carnegie. He was 18 years old. So imagine going in at 18, fresh out of high school, homeschooling, into the Dale Carnegie program. So we were very proud of that. We held a speed networking breakfast to benefit the bone marrow donor program. One of our Rotarians' daughter has aplastic anemia. She's very ill and will not survive without a donor transplant. So we held that. Of course, we both for kids' sake. That was a lot of fun. They asked us if we wanted to win a prize, so we said yes. So he said, I need 2 volunteers. Well, they picked me. I didn't volunteer, and Cheryl. And we got up there, and they said we had to bowl as one. So Cheryl had to get behind me, and we had to both hold the ball and knock pins down at the same time. There is a YouTube video, just so you know. And it's quite hilarious. I look like Fred Flintstone. Has anyone ever seen him when he bowls? That's how we had to bowl. So they, you have to have a sense of humor as a Rotarian. Please, I encourage you to get the guide on organizing, a new club. It's very beneficial. And I'll close with a quote, another quote from 1950 from the Rotarian. It's from Quebec, Canada. He says, Rotary's influence on the heart of the world will be in direct proportion to the number of communities that are exposed to the Rotary ideal. So let us help to found new clubs wherever the soil is at all fertile. Thank you very much. Okay.